All right, y'all ready to get to it? Y'all ready? Lock in. Make this money this week, man. Way to end the week last week, y'all. We went absolutely crazy. Crypto stocks, gold, Tesla. We had some bangers. We're gonna let IG rock with us. He said, "Hi, I joined the live slime. You gotta be part of community mentorship, my dog." So just you literally could just DM me invest or just click the link in my bio, bro. It's gonna give you instant access to everything that you need, my brother, to get the ball rolling. Alright, we finna rock out, man. Let y'all see my screen. We finna get to it. What's the word? Andre, Cooper, Tyreek, Devon, Moneyman, Keon, 2J Cliff. Alright. So without further ado, Oliver just popped on. What's going on, Money Man Fredo? Chris Lamar, my dog, always locked in. Bet. So boom, y'all already know the routine, man. Who's all new in the community? Whose first live meeting is this? Who's all new in the community? Damn. Can y'all hear me? Somebody call my phone. Can y'all still hear me? In the chat, in the community, not IG Live. Yo, y'all can hear me? All right, bet. So, all right, 2J Cliff said this is third live. This is third live meeting. For sure, my dog. Pee Wee, this is second live. Let's get it, let's go. Tyreek Moss, this is first live. Let's go. So we got some beginners in here. We got some experienced people already. That's what we like to see, man. Cool. So let's go ahead, man. Let me know that y'all can see my screen, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So how this works is, this is our Sunday routine, okay? So every Sunday, this is how you prepare for the market. Preparation is going to be key, okay? When it comes to your trades, when it comes to your investments. All right, so all the work is done. Do not try to chart and do your market research at 9:30 when the market opens. That should have already been done. So that way, when the market open, all that's left for you to do is execution. That's it. Just waiting for confirmation to execute. But everything is done when the market is closed. That's when the money is made. All right? Because preparation is key. When the market is open and you trying to go find key levels and you trying to research the company and all type of stuff, your adrenaline is rushing because you still thinking about the money. And then boom, you could potentially get to a certain point where you force something that's not there because you even got the opportunity to. If I'm charting and I'm doing certain things when the market isn't open, when the market is closed, even if I had FOMO, I couldn't even do nothing about it because boom, the market closed. Make sense? Can't even place a trade. So obviously that's going to differ a little bit with, people who trade crypto because that's 24. And then obviously, futures got more hours than the regular stock market. But y'all get where I'm coming from. All right. This is why we like to do preparation. So what we like to do on our Sundays, whether you here with us on the Sunday live meetings or not, you just doing this by yourself. Boom. Check the economic data. Then you want to look at the fear and greed index. Then you want to compare that with the VIX. Then you want to go look and see where your 4 major market indexes are. Then you just want to briefly go through the news, see what kind of major headlines that's in the market right now, where we standing at, on the economic side. You can even ask ChatGPT or Copilot. You can go watch CNBC TV. You could do that. After that, then, after we go do a full market overview, an overall market overview, then boom, that's when we hit the individual stocks. We're looking for trades, investments, things of that nature. All right, and then we do the Q&A too towards the end. You can't ask questions as I'm going through stuff. If it's a question that may take more detail, a lot of detail for me to explain, then I'll just have to get to it towards when we get to the Q&A part. Pretty much that's how the lives work. Obviously, if you didn't go through the course yet, or if you only went through it once, you may have to go over it again. 'Cause there's gonna be some things that I'm gonna go over that I say that you might not understand to the T, and that's fine. Especially if you're a pure beginner, that's all right. Once you go through the course thoroughly, take notes, hang around a group for a minute, attend multiple live meetings, things of that nature. Promise you're going to be good. Now, I do try to break everything down simple as possible as I'm going through stuff. But again, because we have a mixture of pure beginners on here and experienced people, then I got to try to keep a balance. All right? So just like to let everybody know that. Don't get too overwhelmed. When you first get in a live meeting, you all good. All right? And at any point in time, just ask questions. Okay, if I don't get to it right then and there, I'll come back to it. And even if I miss something or if I don't get to it, boom, when the live ends, just inbox me. Just literally inbox me in the community. So there's really no reason for someone to be overly stressed out or what to do or, just lost. You know what I'm saying? Because the help is there. Me and the community itself. All right. So let's get it, man. Y'all ready? Dreon, Bryce, Pee Wee, Andre, G, Benjamin. Shout out A. Come on now. Benjamin, Gardner. I'm proud of you, bro. I gotta give you your flowers, man. I'm telling you, every time we come on these lives, bro, whoever I that I see, working hard and really taking this shit serious and really just own they shit and really just own it. He's somebody that bro, he been in. I think Benjamin been in the group for probably 3 months or something like that now. And bro, always he stay at the top of my inbox. We always connected on plays, all type of shit. And just to see him consistent and hitting shit, man, it's phenomenal, bro. And you 18, bro. I remember you told me that shit, bro. You were young and you invested in your knowledge and you invested in yourself, bro. So I really love that, bro. So I want to shed that light on you. And, give you some motivation to keep doing what you're doing. Keep going, bro. Real life, you're going to be the first one in your... Think about it, gang. You're finna be the first one in your family to learn how to trade, bro. To learn how to invest. You already, bro, at 18, been broke the generational curses. You feel me? Like, you didn't already, come on now. But what did you do, bro? You took time out to sit down and was like, all right, I'm about to lock in. And the younger you start, the better. So you 18, bro. You got hella time, bro. You straight, gang. Shout out CO. Very consistent in the group, throwing them numbers on the board. I see you, my dog. I think you've been in for like 2 months or so. Bryce, always calling out the nice watch lists. He probably I bet he throw some nice shit in here in the chat. What I like about Bryce is he know how I like my charts, bro. Like every time he call out some shit, it's a nice, clean, uptrend ass chart. So shout out, bro. Real life. Some shit we could, you know what I'm saying? Money Man Fredo. Shout out, bro. Always active in the group. I see you, my dog, Devon. So I just want to, I think it's good to Cooper been in for a minute. Coop, where you at, my dog? That's been rocking with the team for a minute, man. So I just like to, just put that spotlight on you guys and motivate, you guys that's seeing the guys that's working and seeing, bro, it's the reason why I like the group is because you see it, the progression of, beginners coming in, I could do that shit too. Look what he doing. He getting consistent gains, $70 here, $60 here, $100 here, $200 here, this, that, but he consistent as hell. Boom, that's letting you know, all right, I could do this shit too. And then boom, you watching everybody scale up. You feel me? So you probably done seen a member come in. He hitting for $13, $25, $100. And then boom, you see him plays for $150, $200, $300, $400, whatever the case, right? So it's just it's really just in the air, man. It's just all about, and everybody, is at their own journey when it comes to trading and investing. But it's really good to see the possibilities, and to have those resources and that backing behind you in this. Because when you guys just doing this shit by yourself, it honestly, it's not the same, man. It's not the same, bro. Especially when you all know when we had them days when we on fire, the whole group be on fire. Them days, bro, I be loving them days, bro. We all did throwing in some shit in the games chat. Nobody took no L's this day. We done all hit the shit. I could just feel the spirit. It's a beautiful thing, man. So, yeah, man. Real life. So let's get to it, y'all. We got a big week ahead. We got some earnings to cover. Last week earnings, see what's coming up. We got NVDA. So we already know. We gonna cover that. It's only right. Yeah. Boom, let's go ahead and get to it, man. Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here. Boom. Alright. So, economic U.S. calendar. Tomorrow is the 24th. Quality over quantity, real life. Whole group motivation, real, bro. It's hard for you not to get motivated, bro. I'm telling you, even, bro, when we take L's, boom, you see we right back on it. You feel me? We ain't crying, we ain't pound. We may say, oh, damn, or get mad, or damn, blame the market, whatever the case. But that next day, boom, back locked in. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what this shit all about, though, for real. So Monday, boom, we don't got nothing. Tuesday, U.S. home sale conference, nothing too crazy. Wednesday, durable goods, second estimate GDP. So they got the estimated GDP coming out. A lot of PCE data. Thursday, weekly jobless claims. Y'all know that come out every week. and then Friday. All right, so far as the economic calendar standpoint, we got a clean week, y'all. It shouldn't be nothing that's to mess up no trade. Just on the economic side as of right now, obviously, you know, something could always come out of nowhere, but as of right now, we look decent. We do got PCE core price index. We do got to go over some of the new long-term picks list too as well. Have us look at that and my thesis behind those picks. All right. So yeah, durable goods, nothing too crazy, man. And then we always go right here. Perfect. So let's say what's durable goods. What I like to do is always at least research one or two of these listings that's on the economic calendar to get us in the habit of always doing that. So you guys actually know what you're looking at when we be pulling these calendars up, or like these news and events and stuff that's coming up for the week. And you know, just on your own time, you go on here, look at what comes out the most, and then just ask Google about it, like what it is, just so that way you're aware of it. All right. But durable goods meaning, boom, what is that? So durable goods are big ticket items that are meant to last for years. Think of things like cars, appliances, electronic furniture, industrial machinery. Okay, cool. Why durable goods matter in the economy? Durable goods orders are a major economic indicator because they show business confidence, consumer willingness to spend, future manufacturing activity, economic momentum. When durable goods orders rise, businesses are investing, consumers feel financially strong, manufacturing expands. When they fall, companies cut spending, consumers delay big purchases, economic slowdown concerns increase. Why does the stock market care about this? And stocks that they can move, so industrial stocks, manufacturing, transportation, tech, hardware, retail. Okay. So that makes a lot of sense. So durable goods, you actually click on it, it'll tell you the forecast and what it was previous was 0.3. So we're looking for that to rise. Are people/businesses buying things, cars, furniture, bigger purchases that last over like a 5-year span or so? So that'll give us an indicator on how confident people/businesses are about the economy. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. All right. Cool. So that's our little research homework section for the economic data. But other than that, nothing too crazy. All of this stuff comes out at 8:30, so before market opens. So we clean on that. Always after that, go to Federal Reserve. Boom, economic calendar. And then just double check, make sure we don't have any Fed speeches, news, or anything like that. So boom, pretty much the normal stuff. All right, wait. See, there we go. See what I mean? That's why we do this. That is why you double check it. This was not on the economic market watch economic calendar. It didn't say nothing about the Fed chair speaking at all. So now I can see that on Friday, Fed Chair Kevin Warsh is going to be speaking. What is he speaking about? Economic policy. Yeah, I don't know. But whenever he speaks, instantly, it's automatically reported. It don't matter what he's talking about. He could be talking about his kid's basketball game from yesterday. If he get on that stand I want to know, what is he talking about? You feel me? Because he's the Fed chair. He controls the monetary policy of the whole United States. Well, not him himself. Obviously, it's a board, a federal committee. But y'all get where I'm coming from. His whatever he say holds weight. He could sneeze, the market could go down. You feel me? So, damn, let me go ahead and write that. Fed chair at 10 is speaking on Friday. Let's keep aware of that. So that way, you know, you're not trading blind and you just know what's going on in the market. Because if he say something and boom, you in a trade, he say something that could affect the market, then now, when it's like, oh, you could have just wait for bro to stop talking, see how the market wanted to react, or if he was talking about something important, things of that nature, and then go with your move, you know? So, we got Kevin Warsh. You down there can set an alert on your phone. That's what I be doing, because I don't want to forget, bro. I don't want to get in no damn NVIDIA call and then the Fed finna speak. Like, I'm cool, bro. So, we got that. Boom. After you do that, next step. This is literally step-by-step guide. Every Sunday, how your Sunday should go, preparing for the market. Whether you on the live with us or not, whether you just doing this by yourself. You go right here, boom, for your greed index. Go right here, boom. And you want to look at the market volatility if you're in greed index at the same time. So, this is where we at, okay? If you like Chris, man, I ain't get to the technical section in the course yet, bro. What am I looking at? What is that? So this is the VIX Volatility Index of the S&P 500. So all it does is track the volatility of the S&P 500, okay? The S&P 500, remember, that's just an index, a market index that tracks the top 500 companies in the whole United States. Okay? Just this right here. SPX. So that is definitely in the first section of the course here. So you go down. Boom. Well, I'm talking about all the major indexes right here. Alright, and SP. So the VIX tracks the volatility of this. Make sense? That's all this does. And this, we have our levels here so that we understand literally like where the volatility is in the market, like where, like how does the market feel currently about where it's at. You just kind of compare that with the VIX. So right now it says that we are in neutral, 55. We came out of greed on Friday. And then you look and say, boom, we got the VIX. Now we know that whenever the VIX is trading below 20, it's instantly automatically bullish. So we're not really worried about it. We're not worried about the market being bearish right now. We're not worried about it, you know, crashing or nothing, like none of those type of ideas are popping up in our head as long as this thing is trading below 20. Now, obviously the market could pull back. That's fine. But as long as the VIX is below 20, on a technical aspect, the market is still bullish. Okay. When this goes down, the market goes up. So I'm sick. I missed that Tesla over 350, man. I'm sick about that one, dog. But we still hit good on Friday, though, so it's cool. So and then let me go to the boom. Okay. So as you can see, whenever SPY goes up on my right here, see how SPY's went up like this? up, 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 up. But at the same time, the VIX, this was going down, 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 down. So it just pretty much just does the opposite. All right. So these blue lines here, these are like the last supports that I have on the VIX. As you can see right here, last week we did bounce off of the 1418 for the market. The market actually gapped down. So when that happened, no, this is trading view, my dog. Market gap down, so you seen the VIX gap up. Now what's very interesting is it's back at, because remember right here, this point right here, it was supposed to be holding this 15. It's one of the last supports that it had. Then it broke it, eventually came to 14. Then we gapped up, and then we started holding 15 again. So next week, are we gonna break 15, or is the market, or is the VIX gonna bounce from here? These are the main two levels to watch on the VIX: 14, 18, 14, 15, and 15. Okay, because again, zoom back, and you just stretch these all the way through about right here. We can literally see that since January of 2025, the VIX has always held above 15 or 14. The only time it got below 14 was December of 2025, but it instantly went up, meaning the market went down. Okay? So what I'm saying is, this is a very crucial area because it's not, on the VIX aspect, it's not a lot of more room for us to run as of where we're at now. We could come the most, like I said last live meeting, we'll do is come to 1350 before the market tries to retrace a bit. Now the thing is, guys, they always find an excuse. Well, not always, but I'll just say this. September is known for being a red month, and there's always an excuse behind it. You feel me? Something just comes out the woodwork. Just like how at the beginning of the year the market always sinks. Same shit. So that's just a little concerning that on the VIX aspect we only got to, and that's squeezing it, 1350. But really about 14, and then this could be doing this. Boom, and then we can see the market, retrace a bit. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on that 15 throughout the month, that 15, that 14 throughout the month, leading into September. And we're just in this big bounce area. You can literally see, like, this is not hard to see at all. Since January of 2025, look how the market has been bouncing literally from one space every single time. And then coincidentally, we're back right there. Or not the market bouncing, but the market falling. Because remember, this means the market went down when you guys see this go up, right? So this is what we're paying attention to. Okay. So that's pretty much what I see, and the fact that we're in neutral, meaning we're not in fear, we're not in greed. So the market is kind of at a stand. It's like a standing point or so, I would say right now. Let's go look at the actual SP 500. Do that make sense, y'all? Of why I like to use and just be able to utilize the VIX, and why we use the fear and greed index. The fear and greed index, all that is just your two market emotions, or your two human emotions in the market: fear and greed. When it comes to money, that's what you deal with: fear and greed. When you got money, you got fear of losing it. When you don't got no money, well, you got all the greed in the world because you're trying to get to it. Make sense? You feel me? So when it comes to the market, that's all it is. It's just fear and greed, bro. Real shit. When you in profit and you up, what do you try to do? You try to bag hold as much as you can. You got too much greed. You know what I'm saying? But then when you down in your position, what you try to do? You don't respect your stop loss because what? You really got fear of stopping out and losing some money. So at the end of the day, the two major emotions that this shit boil down to is fear and greed in the market. That be making all of our decisions that we make when it comes to our trades, honestly. You got to just try to maneuver around it, right? Now, when we go look at SPY, okay? SPY is just the ETF that tracks the index of the S&P 500, okay? This is just the main one that we use. Remember, you can use VOO. You can use Vanguard's S&P 500. You can use Fidelity's S&P 500. You can use ES. A lot of you guys do futures. You can use SPX. You like the bigger numbers. You can actually do the actual index. But with me, I've just always just used the ETFs. Okay? The top market cap ETFs of the actual index. It's going to be the same thing. It just boils down to whether you like bigger numbers or not. Me, I don't want to say I'm taking calls above 7,645.62. I just want to say I'm taking calls above 760. You feel me? When you do SPY, you got to XPX. You got to say I'm taking calls above 76, 74, 38. When you could just say, bro, I'm taking SPY calls above 680. It's just too much to go 7,600. It's just too much. But if you like bigger numbers, boom, you would use either futures or SPX. You feel me? But if you just want to, be on go with it, boom, you look at SPY. You feel me? So I could just say, hey, I'm taking calls above 767 instead of 7,667.38. All right. So I SPY with my trading eye. Was very interesting here, y'all. Now, obviously, if you didn't get to the technical analysis section in the course, this is going to look like a matrix to you right now. That's okay. Remember, guys, do not stress out. You good. Okay? I'm going to try to break this stuff down as simple as possible. Any point in time when you have questions, just ask. Okay? But since if you didn't go through the technical part of the course yet, for the charts, it's okay for you to be a little confused. Even if you did, just because you don't have the experience yet, you still might be a little confused. All right? But the information is there. You continue to lock in. Trust me, you're going to be straight. It's for my pure beginners. All right? So what I see is last week, SPY did actually break its recent structure that I was looking at, the 767 and change, which was this right here, this point here, off the crazy run up, boom, come down, you stop right here, 767 and change, and then boom, you pop off in all-time highs. So this wasn't really like a crazy major type of key level, but it was just all we had because the market is at highs. But as you can see, it is slick respecting it right here. It came down and actually held, bounced here, boom. Then this day, it actually gapped down a little bit, came back up, rejected, boom. Then the next day, indecision candle, rejecting, boom. So I would say about 768. Or no, we could just really leave it at 767 for and change. 767 and change. But again, it's not like a macro key level. It's just a smaller time frame type of key level, this level right here. Now that we did break below it, so at this point, this right now is acting as a bit of supply because price action is trading below it. And it looks like it's, the market is in a bit of resistance as of right now. because if you just draw that box, right, you can see where at first, right here, pay attention to my cursor, right here, this is where it bounced off from, okay? Made new all-time highs. Then it came down, held pre and post market, bounced. Came back down, chopped a little bit. You broke, retest, fell down. Then on Friday, you chopped around and was getting rejected off the same box. So there's a lot of volume right here in this area here. So next week, we can see two things. Boom, a break and hold above, boom, push back in the highs, or you get rejected off this, boom, you down to 760s, okay? So that's one of the main things that I'm going to be looking at far as SPY. But as of right now is where we're at. We're in this is slight resistance / supply. Now, what I will say, okay, I know the market always likes to do this when it makes a new high. So every time the market makes a new high, at some point, it either going to retest that exact high or somewhere close by it. And then it's going to do two things. Either slice below it or pop. So if you look, and this is actually honestly like a crazy consolidation break. If we draw the zone here, to me, this do look like a macro break and retest of these previous all-time highs. Now, technically, it only came to 762, so it's not actually in this box where it has this gap to fill at. But considering that price action had so much trouble getting above 760, and then we got this clean break all the way from that bottom there, I wouldn't be surprised if the market does that, okay? And comes back and retests like, like that. That's a possibility, y'all. So what I'm going to say is set an alert here at 760. Okay? And then set your alert above 767. I think that's where we're at. If you pull up the RSI, we're at the 50 on the daily. Rejecting off the 70 on the weekly. We're at 63, 8 hour, 50. And then the 4 hour, trading slightly below the 50. If you bring up your moving averages here, 200-day moving average, 50-day, and 100-day moving average. And if you're on IG Live and you just totally confused, well, that's just letting you know you got to lock in, my dog. Just be all in 1,000 with you, bro. If you're looking at this and you don't even know what the candle, like what these are and how to tell, like, which ones are green and which ones is red, and why they're green or why they're red, hey, gotta get your knowledge up. All right? Because that's at the bare minimum, you should know what the candlesticks is. You feel me? Let alone, like, what to really look for. So if you, like, really thrown off on the confused side, boom. That's just letting you know. So on the 8 hour, we are below the 4 hour 50-day moving average, and then we do got an 8 hour 100-day moving average right here. So I'm gonna be on all in 1,000 with y'all. I wouldn't be surprised if SPY tries to retest 760 through about 755 and then bounce if it wants to decide to do that. I think this week, not even I think, it's obvious that Nvidia is going to pretty much give the market a catalyst and what it wants to do for the rest of the month. we already know that's the top holding in both QQQ and SPOT, and number 20 market cap wise on the Dow Jones. Okay, so the fact that both of the major ETFs or indexes, the SP 500 and the NASDAQ 100, their top holding in both of them is NVIDIA, obviously, right? Whatever, if NVIDIA pops $20 overnight, the market will pop. Y'all get where I'm coming from? So, big watch this week. I wouldn't even be surprised if the market chop leading into earnings. But whatever these guys say is going to move a lot of stocks in that sector, in that industry, and around that realm. You will see memory pop. You will see materials pop. You will see semis pop. If NVIDIA tanks, but like if they have good earnings call, but the stock tank, you may see other stocks in that sector or industry pop based off of, okay, because they may say, because think of it like this, y'all. NVIDIA damn near is in the top market share of the industry, right? So if they come out and say, yeah, and demand for our services, for our chips, this, that, and the third is slowing down, you could see AVGO start to trade weird, AMD trade weird, TSM trade weird, like, because they may look at it as like, all right, well, if NVIDIA if they're saying demand or showing signs that demand is slowing down for the rest of the year, then, but if they come on and say, hey, we got these new clients, these new contracts, the demand is here, we got the supply, this, that, and the third, and it's just an all-around great call, I think we'll see SPY/Qs in the close in the all-time highs by the end of the week. All right, so that's where we at on SPY, man. Let's check the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ 100. This is the ETF that tracks the actual index, okay? Again, this is just my preference of the one I want to track. You can do NDX, which is the actual index. You can do NQ, which is the futures of the NASDAQ 100. You can do Fidelities or whatever, right? But I just like Invesco's, QQQ's, NASDAQ 100. I do see right here this crazy trend line. So right now, Q's has a diabolical trend line. Look at this rejection right there, rejection right here, right here. So yeah, Q's look a little worse considering this major rejection from this zone, this area, and considering how hard it tried to get above 725. And then you got to about 734 and just gave up all your gains. So considering Q's chart, as far as on the upside, look a little bit more iffy than SPY's. Now what I will say, we got a small gap to fill from about 709 to 700. Okay, and we sitting right on top of the gap, and we're rejecting already off the 50. So if you ask me, I'm a little bit more bullish on Q's this week. Obviously, that's going to change throughout the week. But as of right now, when I'm looking at y'all, this look like we finna try to go for the gap fill based off of the continuation from that fall here. And then you see the 50-day moving average right here is not letting Q's get above about 716 and change. So I have an alert literally set for Friday's low a day for some potential puts on Q's. Okay. We got literally room to about 700 now. We already know that gap fills are kind of unpredictable sometimes because they could fill the middle of the gap and then go the opposite way. But overall, it's not too much of a horrible trade to try to take that short to the downside. You do have a 100-day moving average here that it could try to come to and use as support and bounce off. But I just go to the weekly time frame, man. Yeah. But when you zoom out on these index, obviously we good. Nothing's wrong with him. We're at all-time highs, still 52-week highs, but it just changes a little bit when you go to those smaller time frames. Yeah, so just watch out for Friday's low. I would say on Qs. Pretty sure the RSI is going to be trading around the same range as SPY 2 as well. Yep. Yeah. All right. IWM. Almost done, y'all. Stanky just popped on. What up, bro? Shout out, I was just giving everybody their flowers and stuff, bro. Shout out Stanky too, man. Really consistent. He practiced risk management a lot. And you very transparent, bro. Like, you very transparent, bro. Like, you would show us, like, I lost this trade, or I'm shaking back from this week, or things of that nature, bro. Like, you very in the group. Like, when you throwing in your games and stuff, bro, like, you really got work ethic, dog. Like, and I just want you to know, bro, we see that shit, and we appreciate you, bro. Real life. So, IWM, man, back below 300. That disappointed me. Feel me? And I'm actually proud of myself, because if y'all remember, that's why I got the alert set here. So, remember, we was finna try to plot on that 300 holding, using 300 as a stop, and boom, taking calls back up to the upside. But I was like, considering how much it chopped through 300 when it got above it, I didn't feel like 300 was going to be as strong anymore. So I didn't want to. Yeah, Bob in here. Shout out Bob too, man. Shout out Bob. Shout out Jose, man. He funny as hell. We got, man. I love our squad though, man. Like, real life, bro. And a lot of y'all, like, because y'all know I'm funny as hell, man. Y'all know, I like to crack jokes and shit. So, like, I like that we can have fun with the stock shit, bro. And it ain't no, like, we could be ourselves. We could be, have our characteristics with this shit, man. And, just vibe out. So, for real, shout out to everybody that just make the group. Shout out Frank, man. Frank funny as hell too, bro. Real shit. But we got real hitters, man. No faking. But yeah, so we right here. We got this retest of this 50-day moving average. So that's what I will say. This thing holding this 50 right here. So remember, the 50-day moving average, y'all. Okay? That's how you tell how, like, the momentum, how how weak or how strong is the momentum of the stock. Because the 50-day moving average, that got lesser days than all the other ones. Than the other ones that we use, is the 100 and the 50. And the 200. So when your price action is holding above, no matter what it's doing, even if it pulled back on these points right here, like you see how IWM pulled back from highs to here, and from highs to here, and from highs to here, but did it ever crack and start holding and trading below the 50? No. It actually held the 50. Right here it did almost, but it got bought back up really quick. So I'm typically not as bearish. I'm not bearish at all on stocks that's trading above 850, because it's just like, even if you might go through a little bit of turbulence, you pull back and then bounce off the 50. I'll know that your strength is slowing down if you start trading consistently below your 50-day moving average on a daily time frame specifically. So yeah, IWM hit highs and then it fell and then it broke 300, a level that we didn't want to see it break. We wanted to see it hold. But you got to look at the bigger picture and say, it didn't break the 50 though. It still held above the 296. Feel me? So that's saying that, boom, we could see something like that. But we also know, okay, cool. If we don't see that, then there's a chance that, all right, this thing will reject in this area somewhere, break the 50 and start trading below the 50. And we could just use the 50 as resistance, as a stop, ride the wave back down. So I'll be looking for IWM puts below 296. Far as the calls, I don't really trust a break and hold above 300. I would need this thing to do something else. But on the put side, I'm looking at that. Now, if this thing comes down here, it starts to show strength, I will look to take this back up to the upside off the 50. But yeah, that's what I'll say. It's not that horrible. It's not the greatest setup on IWM, but it's something. But I just like how this thing is consistently holding above the 50. We definitely got that. RSI, I noticed on all of our major indexes, y'all, the RSI is at damn near the same point on all of them on that daily time frame, that 50. So could this be a bounce this week? Hey. Dow Jones, it's our last major index. There we go. So this thing looks just like IWM. Remember, those two move with each other, and QQQ and SPY move with each other. All right. The Dow Jones, we got the pullback. We did break its previous high, but again, it's holding above the 50. So you can't really try to short. Can't really try to be bearish on it, even though it broke a level that we didn't want to see it break, and it broke all previous all-time high, just like we seen on IWM. They're the same setup. It's still above its 50 though on a daily. So that's why I always like to zoom out and just look at the bigger picture. You feel me? Because when you look at it like this, bro, this don't look bearish at all. This just look like a slight little pullback and boom, it's finna pop. You know, it's only when you start going to a different time frame, you start to see different things. But even when I go to the 8 hour, I'm looking at the 8 hour, it's holding above its 8 hour 50. Look right here. Boom. So honestly, the Dow don't look horrible. I would say Dow calls above about 535, 536. Because if we get the bounce here, you got previous all-time highs at this red line, right? Boom, that's what this red line is, previous all-time high. You see it already broke that, right? But it held its 50. So we come back up, and then like it went for that gap fill, right? So we come back up, and it don't choose to reject, but it actually comes back up, and it starts to hold above about 536. That's easy to use 532, maybe 533 as a stop, and then back in the all-time highs. All right. So remember, NVIDIA is in the Dow Jones too as well. If you didn't know, it's not only industrial stocks in the Dow. Okay. So why is it like that? And it's literally called the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I don't know, but they do got some diversification in there. It's not all industrial stocks. So they got Goldman Sachs, Caterpillar, Microsoft, Amgen, UNH, TRV, JP Morgan, Sherwin-Williams, right? Google don't got nothing to do with industrials, but apparently it's in the Dow. Apple don't got nothing to do with industrials. Amazon, NVIDIA, CRM, you feel me? So that's just how they wanted to play it, and they've been playing it like that for years, man. But that's what I'm looking at on the Dow. All right, now we got to cover our crypto index, because y'all know we trade crypto stocks, obviously, so we have to keep up with crypto. It's something we got to do, man. Sometimes you got to go that extra mile. You feel me? Just go that little extra mile. If you know you trade crypto stocks, well, bro, you got to go look at the index that's moving the crypto in the first place. Just BTC. Makes sense. BTC is literally a crypto index. I damn near look at BTC like spot, bro, like how I look at the market. You feel me? Like, how they be like, look at it like this. Boom, when you watch CNBC or you hear the news or something, and they say the market up, the market down, what they talking about? The SP 500. Like, that's just how it is. Like, they just talking about the SP 500. But when you say crypto up, crypto down, what you looking at? BTC. You feel me? So, if I know I trade Robinhood, MSTR, Coin, Webull, whatever the case, like, I gotta know what's up with BTC. Like, I gotta know where them levels at, you know? So, boom. Here we go, man. Iran, like, you know, those crypto mining companies and all that. So, again, y'all, we were in the zone, and we got the pop. I told y'all. That weekly 200-day moving average is no joke, bro. Literally pop clean off 65K. But notice how. Now, who's been on my lives for the last how many months? Haven't I always had this green box right here? This ain't no shit where I just plotted. Like if you somebody that's been on my live pretty much since the beginning of the year, I drew this green box right here, bro. If you've been on the Sunday lives, Wednesday lives consistently, you know that this green box was always here. What we will always say, this is a demand zone. This is the demand zone. This is where the volume is. Something very big can happen right here on BTC. The 200-day MA, 60K. The trend line. Bro, I'm not surprised that we got this last bounce this last week. It was so high probability. So that's what we had on watch the whole week. Boom, crypto stocks. You feel me? But y'all see how long that shit took to play out, though? This shit was weeks, bro. I'm on a weekly time frame. This shit was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks. And then 13 week, you pop from 62K all the way to damn near 80K. You feel me? But you may say, all right, Chris, bro, I'm a pure beginner. What you mean is the man? I ain't go through the course yet, bro. I ain't go through the technical part yet, bro. This is my first live meeting. What you mean? How did you know that was a significant area for Bitcoin? And that if you was going to buy, this was damn near the perfect buy. Even if it went lower than this, it's like, grab it here because you wouldn't want to grab it here at all-time highs. Right here is the perfect spot. Make sense? Well, how you identify this is, boom. First of all, this price action was never always here. So in TradingView, you could take away the price action. Now, what do you see? What is that? What do we call that? We call that supply. Okay? An area of resistance / sellers. Sell limit orders. Well, how do you even know that though, Chris? Well, because every time BTC hit this damn zone here from 60K to about 70, what did it do? Every single time it fell down. Mind you, I'm on a weekly time frame too as well. That which makes it even worse. So these are big moves that happen right here. We call this a double top. What's in the course? You know this ain't BS. What chart pattern is that, bro? Look at this, and then look at BTC. Hold on. So, look at this. Look at this. Can't make it up, bro. So just because it's, remember y'all, it don't matter. The charts is the charts, bro. So it don't matter if you trade in Forex, futures, crypto, stock options, commodities. Supply is still supply, bro. That's what makes, that's what this shit is. The charts is nothing but buying and selling, supply and demand. Like, so, like, the same rules apply. So yeah, technically this is a stock course. This shit don't got nothing to do with crypto, but it's like, y'all get where I'm coming from? Like, it don't matter. Like, it's the same shit. So it's charts. It's only different when you start looking at the fundamental aspect, but if the charts is the same, that's why the RSI so golden. We use, bro. Oh my God. Let me just stay on track, cause I'm locked in right now. Boom. So fast forward, right? We already know that, all right, this is supply right here. Price is selling from here. Cool. Boom. You fast forward, right? Yeah, we don't have to, that's gonna take all day. Hold on. Yeah, that's gonna take all day. Hold on. And then boom, you get back up here again. Now, why do you think, again, that BTC has so much trouble for weeks getting above this same damn zone that we pointed out here? Because there's still someone that is blocking BTC from getting up here. So went through chop for weeks in this same damn zone. It's supply here. Consolidation. It's gonna have some trouble here. Look what it did the previous 2 times on the weekly time frame, by the way. Then you finally find the strength to boom, pop up off what? This same damn zone that you was rejecting from consistently first. And I'm only cussing y'all because I got I just get in my zone. I'm not trying to be aggressive with this shit at all. Like, I'm not trying to, this is just how I go through this shit, man. So y'all be like, damn, this nigga, he talking to it like we is some damn kids and we got in trouble. Like how your mom be talking to you when you do your homework. Like, if Johnny had 2 apples, which one he got left? Real shit. But anyway, boom. BTC pop off right from this same zone that he was having trouble with, correct? All right. So now what that does is that leaves buy orders there. So now it's limit buy orders here. So now this is what we consider a demand zone at this point when price gets above, because guess what? Now let's turn this. yeah, bro. I just love what I do, man. I just get happy about this shit, bro. Boom. It comes back down, right? But what it does, I want y'all to pay attention. It's a real game. Boom. When it come back down to this same zone again. This the same zone, y'all. This the same zone that we drew over here. Literally. Why is it that in 2026 you come down on a weekly time frame again and you hold this same exact zone and you pop off? Boom, right here. Then you come back down again, and you hold again. And you pop off here, boom. So that's where, if you like, Chris, bro, where did you get the zone from? Where do you get that area from? Right here. This is where it started at. And then this confirmed it. Once you break out of the consolidation, you came back, you retested, and you popped and you held. Well, again, remember, stocks and trading is about probability. So the probability of from this point of BTC actually breaking 60,000 and doing that, the probability was probably 3 out of 10. But the possibility of it doing exactly what it did was 7 out of 10. Make sense? Y'all get how that works? So, like, when I place an investment or trade, that's all I'm thinking in my head is, all right, we're at 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 out of 10. Like, chances do I have of doing what I feel like or wanted or needed to do, versus like, what is the probability of it doing the opposite? So it's like, look at it just like this. You're risking your money anyway, bro. So you might as well risk your money on the shit that got the highest probability of making your money actually pop off. Whether it's to the upward, whether you plan the up or the downside. So that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to risk my money on stuff that is giving me, can possibly give me a 3 out of 10 chance of like popping off. You feel me? So now what's next for this, for BTC? We gotta crack 80,000. That's the next major, because look, peep the area. That's all we doing, y'all. That's all you're doing is identifying zones and areas, bro. A liquidity, like, it's look what happened right here. So if you, let's go to a smaller, and remember, yes, we're charting BTC. You might be like, Chris, bro, this ain't stocks, bro, but it's the same. I promise you, it's this, like, we'll go to a stock and it'll damn near have the same, it'll be a stock that got the same setup as BTC. Like, the fundamentals are the fundamentals regardless. So supply and demand is supply and demand. So even though, yes, we're doing this, we're doing technical analysis right now on crypto, but the fundamental aspects of like technical analysis is still the same. So look at it like this. And this kind of help you guys understand, like, when you're just doing your charting analysis, the same aspects will be the same. Because sometimes people get confused. Or like, okay, you're charting. Would you chart tech stocks the same way you would chart industrial stocks? Or would you chart semiconductor stocks the same way you would do, I don't know, memory stocks or whatever the case? Like, y'all get where I'm coming from? Yeah, 1,000%. Andre. So right here, let me just take my moving averages off real quick. Yeah, we get in that zone, man. We get locked in. Boom, right? So you may say, Chris, why is this area now very crucial? Well, what do you see? After you hit an all-time high, okay, you see price action come down. Where did it come down to? It came down to about, before it bounced, it came down to about 78K to about 82K. Now, of course, sometimes it's going to go slightly above or below it, right? But you just look at the general area. The general area is about 78,000. Because I'm looking at these daily holds here. And then, like, this week, it bounced off of 78 to the T. So 78 to 82. So this whole area right here, this is what I noticed that BTC bounced off of to the upside from this major drawdown right here, right? So then, guess what? Oh, that's coincidental. that November of 2025, you bounced from the same area back in the 97K. Y'all following along here? So then you end up slicing through it. Cool. Right? It gave up. Come back up. Oh, that's why you rejected from what again? The same area. But it's just that now at this point, it's demand turns supply. Before this was demand when it was actually holding it. If it cuts through it and it comes back and retests and it falls from it, well, now that's considered a reversal. So when you're looking at it like this, at this point, yes, that's demand. Buyers were here. The moment this happened, where it gave out for whatever reason, right? Boom, that point in time right there, the moment it did that move, well, guess what? That's when that whole zone became supply. So now there were sellers here waiting to pick BTC up for the retest, and then boom. But notice how it's the same damn zone that started everything in the first place. Why do you think right now, already, BTC is having trouble getting above the zone? So the next level of adversity for BTC, this whole same area, y'all. So that's the next mission for this thing to do, is to break and hold above this zone. If it clears this out, we can see this back into 100K. If it comes up here and it plays around, boom, 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 well, it'll do one of those. All right. So let's just keep an eye on that, because we are invested in, stocks that like to move off crypto. Okay. So that's where we at. That's this zone should be drawn on everybody's chart. All right. Gold. Does that make sense? How do y'all like that breakdown? Somebody let me know. Even if you appear beginner, like if you appear beginner in the group, this your first live, and maybe you didn't finish the technical part of the course, how was that? You kind of got an understanding of like the type of like areas, levels, volume, things of that nature that we like to look for on the chart to give you that just like a higher probability chance, bro, of the trade doing with, and then you go back, but you peep how like I'm not just, when I pull up a chart, bro, notice how I never just start from where the price action is, because that's not how I'm going to get that's not how I'm going to be able to gain the full picture of everything. So every time I pull up a chart, I don't even care if, gold right here. But no, I got to go see back in history. What did you do right here at this same spot? He said, great breakdown for sure. Perfect. Thank you. Shout out Mike. Devontae said, I'm listening for sure. Right? So when you pull up a stock, don't just look. Like, you can't just go here and then say find resistance and be like, okay, gold fell from right here at 4,600 and change. This was the resistance. So now, all right, cool. I'm just looking for a break and hold above this level. You feel me? No, you gotta go. You gotta zoom all. You gotta go see, bro, what happened over here? earlier this year, 2026, around this same level. You gotta look at all of this here, because this is, well, let me draw it like this, because this is in the same. You gotta look at everything that's in that proximity on, like, in the past. That makes sense? So you don't just pull up a chart and go right to exactly like where it is and what it's doing now. Look at everything that's around the range of what a current price action is trading. And then that's when you get your full picture. Make sense? That's how we caught the bounce on gold. That's how, that is what gave me the high probability or even thought process that, oh, we could bounce right here. Why? Because I originally got the area from here, the previous history. That's what showed me it. Make sense? So I'm not just like pulling it up, going right here and saying, oh, it's just doing what it's doing right here for the last couple weeks. No, I'm trying to go see, bro. I don't care if the price action show you something from 30 years ago. If it bounced off that level from 30 years ago, you got to look at it as like, all right, it may try to respect it still. You feel me? Or it may have some significant, like, say so in the price action. All right, so that's where we at, man. Well, let's look at GOD, because we don't actually just we be trading GOD. So yeah, I was actually liking, yeah, this thing went to 4. I think the next level that I have on this thing, it bounced off 400 clean. I think 430. That's like the next whole number type. You can see right here it gapped up, then it came down, retested 430 through like 425. Right here rejected off 430 to the T, came up, did a little flag, boom, right here. So we got a little bit of volume here, nothing too crazy. I would really say above like 437, honestly. This thing will have to run a little bit more, because I don't know if I would trust getting in calls in this area. Once I draw this zone, you guys will be able to see this a little bit more. Boom. You feel me? So like, I don't know if I would trust getting in calls in this whole area. I think this thing will have to break above like 437 or something like that. But yeah, gold has been running. All right. Oil. What's going on with that? 83 right now. It's at 83 or 85. Yeah, we definitely cooled down from what it was, man. Beginning of the year, sheesh. So that's trying to do what it does. All right, cool. We good. We can go ahead and move on, y'all. So at this point, if you got any ticker symbols that you are looking at for the week, anything y'all see in the market, any news, any catalyst, anything that catch your eye, any stocks y'all looking at, any companies you want me to fundamentally break down for you, any questions, whether it's regarding the course, where you at currently in your trading / investing journey. It could be, you know, as simple as, man, how to get started, like whatever the case, you feel me? Risk management, what y'all, you know, what you struggling with, what you doing good. If you want to share some good news with the group or whatever the case, man, this is where we just chop it up for the next about 40 minutes or so. All right. So y'all go ahead and do that. While y'all are getting that ready, I'm gonna go ahead and just cover the recent stock picks. Okay. So we got ACT. So these are in the long-term stock picks chat. ACT was a go light only because it's at all-time highs. But somebody threw this in the chat one time. We was on a live, and I'm looking at this. I was just like, wow, I really like the clean uptrend. Enact Holdings, perfect since 2022. Decent fundamentals. I definitely like this for a risk growth aspect. Only $50 a share. The only thing is, it is at all-time high, so do not go heavy. Okay, go light. Starter position. You got $1,000. I would probably only put in 300, maybe 400. No more than like 400, for example. That's how light I'm talking about. You know, because it's literally at highs. You feel me? So we don't want to get too greedy and want to, you know what I'm saying? But great company right here. Decent. What else we got on the picks? DVIO. This was another one that I think Chris gave us. Chris Lamar, was this you, bro? He gave us this amplified dividend income ETF. But you can see this has been doing nothing but go up. This is really good for like some conservative, again, go light, all-time highs. All right. Starter position only. It's only 50 bucks a share. I think this is decent for your conservative portfolio, especially if you guys are looking for some dividend. ORLY. I really like O'Reilly. This is good for where it's at right now, starter position, but you don't gotta go super duper light. Obviously, just go regular starter position. But O'Reilly, look at the clean uptrend. I mean, it literally does nothing but go up. You look at you look at top competitor, AutoZone, that's trading like 3,000 a share or something like that. So these companies actually really hold their weight. I think this is really good for long term. This is smooth. Got a nice little wedge here, bull flag. 89 bucks a share. You can't really beat this, man. So I really like that there. What else we had? VRT. So I did some homework on VRT and Bloom Energy. Nice little pullbacks from highs. These are companies that just popped off recently, really. They could go lower for sure, depending on, you know, what's going on. But I think for your risk growth, though, for your growth portfolio, I think these two, VRT and Bloom, like, definitely from the aspects of, like, fundamental aspects, I like what they do. And I think they got a future to them for sure. And they on nice little pullback from high, so that's always good too as well. I think we had JPCCH, JEPI. This was another one of you guys gave us in the live chat. Now this one is very choppy. This is an ETF from JP Morgan, premium ETF. But you know, very choppy since 2020. Didn't really go nowhere. So I would use this more so as, you know, just hold your money, hold your paper in. Don't really look for no crazy return out of it during the year. Just use it for the dividends. All right. And just kind of build into it. This is good for like your IRA. I would say that. CHH. I think this was another one that was at highs. Oh no, I wasn't at highs. So this is at a really nice, decent pullback from highs. Fundamentals is off the charts. Down 31% from highs. Great clean uptrend since 1997. Can't really beat it, really. Choice Hotels International. They're doing pretty good for themselves. You got GESPX. All right. Not SPX. GE. So this is one, you know, we hit off a few plays on this few weeks ago, or maybe like two months ago or something like that. But this one's a little bit more pricey side, $3.50 a share, but I think this is just really just bulletproof stock here. GE Aerospace. I think this is one of them. I think this company actually, what's this? Because this is one of General Electric's companies, right? Am I tripping? Hold on. I think that's one of they. Yeah, I don't think General, because it got the little General Electric like symbol. So I think this is one of their subsidiaries or something that's a public company or something, y'all. See, look, this is the little General Electric sign right here. General Electric Company doing business as GE Air. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I know. I wasn't tripping, so that's real shit. Yeah, that's real, bro. So this is the General Electric Company, but it's just on the market doing business as GE Aerospace. So that's solid. So hell, this is a no-brainer investment, y'all. Obviously, you know, it had that run up, man, in 2000, and then it just tanked, bro, for 22 years straight. So, you know, that's actually crazy as hell as I'm looking at this now. Golly. We did just break out of highs. We broke a retest 288, and now, you know, we popping off at highs, but damn. Can you imagine your stock falling for 22 years straight? And then you sell, you like, all right, damn, I done held long enough. And then as soon as you sell, in 2022, bro, it go from $42 to $360. I'd have been sick. Dog. I'd have been hurt, bro. That's why you can't really, it's so hard to put a time limit on stocks, y'all. Like, you can't do it, bro. Some shit will tank. Like, some shit will literally, from all-time highs. This was in 2000, y'all. Look at these highs. That was in 2000. And then all the way to 2022. So look at it like this, bro. This is crazy. You hit all-time highs, right? It take you 22 years to fall down, an 87%. So just imagine, boom, you buy shares of GE at 2000. You hold for 20 years just to get a damn near a negative 90% return on your money. But you mean to tell me in 2 years, or no, 4 years, you give me a 852% return, bro. That just shows you, that literally shows you that the name in the game is time, bro. Just imagine the people who got fed up with GE down here at these lows, bro. It was like, you know what, I'm finna cut it. Not knowing that, bro, if you really just bought more and you just averaged in, your investment in the next 4 years is finna be up damn near 1,000%, dog. Crazy. Insane. So, you know, yeah, it is at highs right now. That's why you just, you know, you go light in situations like this, be willing to average in. But, hey, you could end up, man. You could buy GE right now, bro, and be in a situation 2060. This motherfucker at 57. But just remember, Chris said, hey, you better buy more right here at 57 a share, because that motherfucker gonna pop and go to 500 and give you a 2,000% return. Real shit. But yeah, so that's that, man. And then we had, I think, yeah, SpaceX. All right, so, you know, obviously with SpaceX, man, is new IPO. Their valuation is diabolical. Wait, did I put the right? It's supposed to be SPCX. What the hell is this? SPX. This ain't SpaceX. Let me add this to my watch list anyway, though. To my Nah, I'm trying to bring up SpaceX. There we go. Alright. So SpaceX, okay? Just because it's Elon Musk, again, like with Tesla, I just don't feel like it's gonna go to zero. It may get low. You know, shit, it may end up $80, $50, $60, $20 a share, but Elon Musk, bro, he'll figure it out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll figure it out, bro. So I do feel like it's decent long term. You just got to be really, really patient with it, y'all. So I'm saying, you know, go ahead and get you some starter positions in. Do not load the boat, though. Just be all right with whatever you get with it off the rip. And, you know, if it pop off for you, even if you put in 500 and it pop off and they go to, you know, be cool with that. Just because I already that, then you put in 5,000 right here. And then SpaceX just do something wacky. When it's like, all right, we knew this was a new IPO. We knew the valuation wouldn't, right? We did a whole SpaceX breakdown. Feel me? So I'd rather just go that route with this particular investment than to throw our eggs in one basket and just leave it all up to hope, you know? But I do think long term, you give it some time. I think it has some potential for sure. Again, a lot of it is just betting on the CEO, really, and the founder of the company. But I think ain't nothing wrong with buying you, putting like $500 in this and just seeing what it do the next 10 years. Like, you know, until it proves itself, like until they become profitable and until certain things start to make sense fundamental on the financial aspect of the company. Of course, you can dump in how much, you know, I want you to load the boat, but as of right now, y'all, it's just not there. Okay. But yep, that's that. We have NVDA earnings. This looks horrible, man. Now overnight, right now, it is up to 216, but this is one of the things that I didn't want to see it do, was give up 216 and fall into 212. Now, technically, NVIDIA, this isn't over unless this thing comes down and actually breaks 212 and starts trading below. Because it could still do that. You feel me? Off this macro zone here from 212 to about 216. So even though it did break 216, we wanted to see that we didn't want to see that do that anyway. But I'm not fully bearish on it unless it breaks 212. Even if it come out with earnings and then like it gaps down or something, unless it goes below 212, I don't think it's gonna go no lower. Because that was a macro zone that it had broke out of. That's kind of where we at, man. They are expecting NVIDIA to do $92.06 billion in estimated revenue. And their earnings is expected to do $2. Wow. Can you imagine that, though? That's quarterly, by the way, y'all. That's just how massive this company is, bro. They're expecting these guys to do damn near $100 billion in estimated revenue in 3 months. That's just their expectation. They really want them to beat that. You get where I'm coming from? So that goes to show you, bro, with these stocks, dog, this shit get real, bro. Like, it's not like we only looking at it from outside perspective just because we're like we short-term trade them and we long-term trade them. We're just investors, but we're not actually at Nvidia actually like the ones that is making the business run. You know what I'm saying? So like that's a lot of work they be putting in behind this shit. Like this shit to us, we just look at the numbers and we do our valuations and you feel me? But for $92 billion to be your 3-month expectation of revenue, and then even when you come out with earnings, and if you hit that to the T, investors gonna be mad because they really expecting you to beat earnings. They want an earnings beat, right? So they really looking for, they say 92 is your expectation, but we really want you to do about 96, 97. You feel me? We say, boom, your earnings is really $2, but we really want you to come out and do $3. How many times we done seen that happen when Nvidia has great solid Palantir, great solid earnings call, and just because they didn't beat by a certain percentage or amount, but they actually came out and these motherfuckers they made $50 billion in the last 3 months. Why you finna sell the stock off and downplay it in the short term, knowing you finna buy it back up? You know what I'm saying? So this shit get real, bro. But this is what we looking for on Wednesday, y'all. All right, top watch. Now before that, do I think a pre-earnings move is gonna pop off? Potentially, you could probably watch Nvidia calls above like 220, but I don't know. I would say you can go ahead and settle it, but it might be a lot of faking out. Me personally, I'm not gonna touch it until earnings come out. As far as playing earnings overnight, bro, with Nvidia, I just don't think it's gonna pop. I think they're gonna come out, they're gonna beat earnings, but they're gonna sell the stock off post market. And then after that, if it does decide to do a move, it's gonna do a move. But like I ain't seen Nvidia do a earnings call move since. Let's go back and let's just do our history. Ever since the stock split, it ain't been the same, bro. 2024, 2023, 2022, Nvidia, when they had good earnings calls, the shit used to pop damn near $50 overnight, bro. Look, this how you know I ain't bullshitting. This how you know I ain't bull. Look, 2024, shit popped from $67 all the way to $78. May of 2024, it popped from 95 to 105 overnight. Soon as you got, look at this little S right here. Y'all see that? That's when it split. This is when Nvidia was like $1,100 a share. That's what people don't understand. So they looking at it like, damn, Nvidia 2-something a share. Bro, that's, come on now. You feel me? You don't remember back when Nvidia was $1,100, bro. So you looking at it like, damn, this shit expensive now. But really, dog, you got it sweet. You got a discount. Real shit. You don't remember Tesla being $3,000 a share, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be like, bro, I don't know how people be scared to invest. It's like, dang, you really got this shit sweet, bro. Because if this shit was 2022, bro, if this shit was 2022, 2023, you wouldn't have been able to grab nothing. You feel me? Like, you don't remember Amazon at 2. I remember, bro. Amazon was $2,000 a share. This shit went down to $100. Motherfuckers complaining about it being $100 a share. This shit was $2,500. Real shit. So, boom, it did a stock split, right? But after that, look how the earnings ain't been the same, bro. They beat every time. There's not been one bad earnings call from Nvidia, in my personal opinion. But look, the fall, and then you pop off after. Look, right here. Boom. Beat on everything. The fall. Look, right here. Boom. Beat on everything. The fall. Right here. Beat. You gap up just a little bit, but then you really don't do no super crazy move. And then you run after that. Right here. You beat on everything. Numbers, guidance, everything. Fall. So if you ask me, bro, do I feel like Nvidia is going to pop? based off the data, damn near the last 10 earnings call, no. I think they're going to downplay it, and then it'll run afterwards. So, like right here, boom, they downplayed it. But then, look, you got a crazy, days later, you got a crazy, massive run-up. Feel me? Off the 146. Right here, it come out, amazing earnings call. Get downplayed. So right here, I'm really expecting them to come out with great earnings, but the stock to do something wacky, and then a couple days later, pop off. Now, if it come out and we see Nvidia at goddamn 235, then hey. But you know, just on a realistic standpoint, that's what I'm expecting. So we got that. What else we got? It's a great live tonight, y'all. Kicking game, man. We got Zoom, Best Buy, Iron. A lot of you guys, I think some of you guys are invested in that long term. You got TD Bank, Dollar Tree, Affirm, CrowdStrike, Sales. Okay, so we got Cloud next, so that's going to be very important, y'all. So yeah, we got a lot of, okay. So Wednesday is going to be the top watch, because you even got CRM at a macro level right here, 212, about 211. Okay. Look at the resistance. Look at the fall from there. Boom, look at the gap down, the fall from there. Look right here, look where it is now. So we got CRM at a macro level here, / area. Day earnings coming up. Yep, previous right here, bounce from there. So they're expecting to do 11.3 billion, earnings 3.2. You got CrowdStrike, which just recently did a stock split, and it's been trading sideways since. But CrowdStrike is actually one of the ones that I was looking at for a trade off this trend line here, third touch, and also 190. CrowdStrike, I will be looking for a pre-earnings run. If we can get above about 195, I will look to take some calls up to the upside and sell before earnings. Me personally, I don't want to hold over earnings. But the way this setup look, 1, 2, 3, this third bounce, and then last Friday with this this pin bar reversal candle, looks really decent. But if we get above about 195, boom, I think I'll try to see what I can get out of this and hold it until earnings, pre-earnings run. But that's gonna be important for the cloud. You got Okta, HP. I don't know if anyone is investing in Best Buy at all. You also got TD Bank, which is like they damn near own Canada, bro. Like that's all I seen. That's all I seen when I was up there. That shit crazy. Like every corner you turn. You know how every corner you turn, it's a chase? Like no matter where you at, no matter where you live at, bro, it's a Chase Bank damn near. As soon as you turn every block, it's a Chase Bank. That's how TD is. In Canada, that shit crazy. But that's this right here. Into it, you got Dick's Sporting Goods, Zoom, Workday. All right, so I think top watch for Wednesday is going to be CRM, Nvidia, and CrowdStrike for sure, y'all. Allegiant Technologies, I think this is one of our long-term picks too as well. Damn, yeah, this stock popping off. Sheesh. This is a really good setup. Oh, y'all, I'm watching this. Woo! Glad I came across this. This is perfect. This breaking hold above 160 is crucial. This is damn near elite play. Wow. Look at the resistance. Look at the supply here. Also, too, a crazy put play. If they come out and miss earnings, this could go either way, y'all. Because, again, if we look for the area to zone here, anywhere between about 155 to 160, it's been falling from since 2021. This stock literally this is crazy. I'm glad I pulled this up. Y'all see what I see? Here, let me draw my supply box. You gotta think, this thing ain't been trading above 160 since it got above it and instantly rejected after it held for like 1 day in 2021. So something could really cook up here. If they come out and have good, like great earnings, this is like a really big zone that I'm drawing, but I ain't gonna lie, I got to. That actually look crazy. Yeah, keep this on top watch, y'all, because even if they come out and they suck at earnings, this is the perfect short to keep 160 as a stop. I mean, even though the more price action hits the zone, the weaker it gets, but this is something that I would be willing to take puts under. But it already 1, 2, 3, 4, damn near 5 here, 6. It's going to be a 7 time. So with this reject, man. But if it pop off and it actually hold above this 162 or whatever, we can see this thing in all-time highs. Devontae said NRG. He said we all been on that XRP in the chat about macroeconomics, interest rate, inflation. Yeah, Devontae, you be going crazy with the economic research, bro. He said at Starbucks and it's supposed to be busy tomorrow. I ain't trade Starbucks in a little minute, bro. They chart always choppy as hell. Like, I had traded it last year, I think a few times maybe, but they had been popping off since October last year. They up. But, yeah, I ain't traded Starbucks in a minute, my dog. NRG. Yeah, I'm sick about NRG, though. But yeah, that rejection off 140 was diabolical, and it did break 120, which was like the bottom of this gap fill here. So actually, this don't look too bad for some puts, cause look, it filled the gap, and then it consolidated, and then you actually got a weekly close below it. So we could possibly watch NRG, man. I'm not gonna lie, for some downside. Again, long term, this is not a long term pick, so they smooth, like, you know, amazing company, but I think yeah, this ain't too bad, bro. I'm gonna just go ahead and set an alert at like like 112 and change, and then 120. He said Tesla puts. We'll go to 10, y'all, cause I had to end the live and then hop back on. So I'll what's the name? Yeah, Tesla, man, I'm mad as hell. We missed the break of 350. But Tesla next week, man, either calls above 370 / like 380, really, to be on the safer side. Or puts below, for me, puts below 350, my dog, because that was my main, like, key level in Tesla that I was looking forward to get for calls above. So, like, I would like to just take that puts and, like, below. Or my bad, if it gets up here, too, like, if it gets 370 and it starts to reject up in this range, this is pretty cool for a break and retest of this zone here to turn into supply. And then do something like this. So yeah, I think some Tesla puts in between that 380 to 370 could possibly, we could see that too. He said I'm about halfway through the technical session, and it's not already making more sense. That's real. Shout out Mar. Appreciate it, my dog. I'm gonna go ahead and pin that, man. Glad to see that you respecting the learning curve and also just dedicated, to the process, man. So, shout out to you, my dog, 1000%. He said, may you look at A, B, B, V. Okay. Nice, clean uptrend. Were you looking at this for, you just want to know, like, long term or something? Like, what did the fundamentals behind it, or as I'm looking at this on a weekly time frame, this thing loves holding its daily 50 and its weekly. It's weekly 50 and 100. It's been doing the same thing since 2020. So for 6 years straight, it's been holding these two lines right here as support. So easy, that's clear. All it does is pull in its moving averages, and then it pops off every single time. So I'm liking what I'm seeing, my dog. Look like they just had recent earnings. Looks like they beat pretty decent. The stock is up. This actually wasn't a horrible play right here off the 245. Now that I'm looking at this. Had a lot of weekly consolidation right here, and then boom, like it's trying to break out. So, you know what? Possibly calls could run above the 260, bro. Calls above. I never traded this. I don't know what they do, but I'll have to look into it. I'm going to write it right here on the side. A, B. But so far, looks pretty decent, my dog. That was from, who threw that in there? Daniel. Earnings. He said check silver, SLV. So, yep, even silver popped off. Look, that's crazy, y'all. CP2, this shit was right here at 50. And believe it or not, I already drew this. This little yellow thing right here. Like, before this even happened, bro. Because they had the same setup on gold. Shit crazy. Before it's silver, man, I say grab it long term. But me personally, bro, I'm bullish on commodities. I feel like materials is going to continue to run the rest of the year. I think their time is back. Everybody finna start back hopping on that gold and silver wave, man. So even though where this is at, especially if you got like an IRA, grab it, bro. It's $60 a share, and it's literally down. From which this is silver we're talking about. 42% from highs. Feel me? This silver, bro, this shit been here since the beginning of the time. This is just the ETF of it. But this shit been here since, bro, I'm gonna be like 1,000, bro. Silver and gold was here, bro, when Christ was walking on earth, bro. That's how old this shit is, bro. You feel me? Like, some shit like that, it can't go to zero, bro. It's damn near like, it's just guaranteed pay, bro. That's how I look at it. Like, bro, this shit was here when the earth first formed, bro. Like, this shit from the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the hell is some shit from the earth? Like, the dollar, bro, that could pop, like, that could get stronger, weaker. That could, you know what I'm saying? But, like, some shit that was developed with the earth, man, hell no, bro. Some shit that I could go into a cave and find, I'm investing into that all day, bro. Like, you be to tell me, bro, I could go to goddamn. I can go to the mountains, bro, and get this shit. This shit can't go to zero, man. Hell no. Real shit. But if I gotta go to the bank to get it, it might could go to zero because shit ain't backed by nothing. You know? The dollar only exists because gold made it backed by something in the first place. You feel me? So, I don't know, bruh. Like, that shit crazy. But he said silver, man, yeah, I'm advocating for it, my dog. You know, right here was the best buy at 50. But shit, even then, I say, you know, hey, just go long term, sit on it. 20 years, bro, I guarantee you this should be, SLV gonna be at like 300, dog. And we gonna all be back looking at this live like, damn. Real shit. He said I'm on JPY. For sure. He said cruise. Serious logic. Ooh. Okay. So complete all-time uptrend since 1990. Going through some turbulence this year. Had an earnings call, missed revenue. Let me write this stock down too. I like the consecutive weeks falling into oversold on the 30 on RSI. Yeah, 26. I think just as the look at the looks of this on the technical side, bro, it looked like it need to bounce. I'm gonna look into this company fundamentally. Let's just go see real quick what this does. Just on the quick side. I got almost already like a thesis of that company just looking at it. I think it's gonna bounce off that 200-day moving average, my dog. So I think that where it is now, I think it's trying to get to this weekly 200-day moving average. And then it'll bounce. If you just zoom out, since like the start of its uptrend in 2010, starting from here, we can see that this thing runs up and then on a weekly time frame, it pulls back into the area of its 200-day moving average. Now, it can go below it and trade below it a little bit, but it eventually ends up going back up. So, like, going back up above the 200-day moving average, which is my orange line right here. This is my 200-day moving average, this orange line right here, y'all. So, just look at the price action here, right? Look how it's trading below the 200-day moving average, but ends up getting above. Look right here, how it actually touches the 200-day moving average to the T, bounces off, make new highs. Look right here, where it trades below the 200-day moving average again for a significant amount of time, but then ends up popping, getting above again, making new all-time highs. So on a weekly time frame too, look right here where it bounced off the 200, boom, pop off, make new all-time highs. Look right here, trades below the 200-day moving average, boom, eventually gets back up. Look right here, trades below the 200 again on a weekly time frame, boom, new all-time highs. Look right here, So I think y'all get where I'm heading from with this, where I'm coming from with this. Look at that. Right? Trades below. 200-day moving average for a significant amount of time. Boom, to all-time highs. So, with that being said, it's been literally doing the same shit since 2013, my dog. Matter of fact, I think that was since 2010. Let me see. Yep, no, 2013. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So could this be the 8th time where this thing come back right here in a range, probably about $106 to $100, and then we look up and see this company, damn, off the same damn 200-day moving average right there. So you know what? This might even be really good for the long-term picks, my dog. Let's go look at the fundamentals. Let's take a glance at the fundamentals really quick, because so far, just based off that, I'm liking what I see. We got previous all-time highs right here. Nice little zone. Bright students in there, so let's see. All right, what do they do first? So, Cirrus Logic, a fabless semiconductor company, develops mixed signal processing solutions and audio products in China. The company audio products, including Amazon, smart codes, they come integrated. For use in smartphones, PCs, wearables. Okay. Let's go here real quick. We have to see if they make money, man. So they make $2 billion a year total revenue. Operating expenses of $609,000. After that, operating income $472,000. Net income is $430,000. Okay, that's not too horrible. Net income has been growing year over year while the stock is for okay. Profit margins are maintaining about 20% since 2020. Okay, for the last 2 years. Before that, 18%. They fell off a little bit. 3 brought it back up 15%. Gross margin. Yeah, I seen that. All right. What is their industry and sector expectations? Semiconductors. We know that's pretty high. So 45%. Yeah, so they're not there yet with their industry. And then tech, 22%. They're just slightly below that. So margin-wise, they could do better. How much debt do they got on their balance sheet? $891 million in cash and cash equivalents. Got total assets of $2.5 billion. Total liabilities of $3 billion. Okay, so your share equity price, shareholders' equity gross is $2.1 billion. What is your debt? Total debt only. Wow. So then we got $130 million in debt. So their net cash is $1 billion. So they are net cash flow positive. And they have been doing that year over year since 2022. That's really good. I'm liking what I see so far. The only thing is just their margins on their income statement. Free cash flow aspect, they do got extra money sitting on the side. So they got $261 million sitting on the side, and they have been growing that because they was negative in 2021, but they been trying to grow this. Let's see what our secret website says and confirms really quick. All right, Guru focus right here. All right, I can't get dodgy lot of this. Hold on, there's too much sauce. Boom. All right, so y'all know we like to go to our secret website to confirm everything when it comes to the fundamentals. All right, we type in the ticker symbol C B. Wait, no, C R, and pretty much y'all know they do. Oh damn, hold on, I gotta do it on my phone because y'all know the website they make you sign up. So to finesse, you gotta do it on your phone. Sometimes you gotta cancel out of it and then you gotta bring it back up. So hold on, let me do it on my phone real quick, y'all. And then I'll let y'all know what they say. Hey, I know IG Live, Shorty. They're like, damn, this shit was just getting good. Bro, we just put us on game. Nigga, turned the screen off. You gotta lock in, bro. Alright, y'all. So they say alright. Everybody just go ahead and look at the chat. I sent that through. But look at that. They down there got 10 out of 10 on everything. So I would say, my dog, the highest probability thing to me, I don't really see nothing where it is right now. This 200-day moving average with this previous all-time highs will be deadly, bro. Like, I think this would be something right here. But as of where it is right now, I'm going to write this down. This is definitely going to go in our long-term picks. I'm going to do some more digging into it, though, and see why. Why is it having such a bad year? Like, why is it, But I like that. He said POWL. Watch Iran too, because this is a nice bounce right here. This is a nice chart here. Because they got earnings, I think, on Thursday. And I think I had read something about them doing like crypto mining or something like that too as well. I might be mistaken it with another company, but I just know some of you guys like to trade that and watch that stock a lot. So that's the only reason why I said that. To just put in your watch list for this stock right here. So I know a lot of you guys be watching this. Honestly, y'all got me watching. Y'all got me hip to this stock for. I wouldn't even hip to that. But Powell Industries, looks like they missed previous earnings. Oof. They do got a weekly 50-day moving average though as support. So I think this right here, it don't look too bad, my dog. Boom. If this can come down to about 190, I think this smooth. Keep 180 as a stop. I'm going to set alert right here. I like this bounce for sure. Now, this is one of them plays where you got to throw out time, too. RSI, 38. It's at a daily 200, too, as well as support. It already bounced from here before. This was resistance. So, yeah, if this could come to like 192, 190, this would be perfect. You got clear defined stop about like 185, 180-ish. I gotta look at their options contracts too and see if they're liquid, but it's not too bad. Maybe good long term too as well, just looking at that. He says CMG or Google long term and low to bolt price. CMG, Chipotle. There's another one, y'all. Chipotle was like $1,400 stock before the stock split, bro. So, like right here, in 2024, man, Chipotle was high as hell. But you see what happened after it split. It beat them splits, man. But after the splits, then you feel me? But if y'all just notice, just peep game, man. When stock split, bro, they just trade wacky as hell for a little minute. CMG actually do need to go in our long-term pay. I don't know why I didn't put this in there, bro. Niggas eat Chipotle all day. Every day, so. Yeah, bro. I think Chipotle, honestly, starter positions, $40 through $30. $36 for Chipotle, bro. You can't beat that. Like, $36 a share for Chipotle. Remember, y'all, this was a stock that was trading in the thousands at one point. Like, it just looked like this because, obviously, you know, they got to account for the split. But I'm telling you, they was buying this stock at $500 a share, $700 a share, $900 a share, $1,000 a share. So, you got to think, them same investors, man, yeah, they done took a little bit of profit. But, hey, that's why I feel about the way I feel about Netflix. Netflix ran up to damn near $1,100. Now this shit $70 a share. Come on now, you crazy as hell if this shit don't, like, so honestly, I'm slacking on CMG. I'm tripping a little bit. Because at 36, you can't really beat it. Even if it go to, you got to think, bro. Chipotle going to $15, that's a steal. Let Chipotle come to $15 a share. So what I'm saying is even if you grab it right here, starter positions, and this shit, it just end up $16 a share. Come on, bro. Just buy more. They're not finna let Chipotle go to zero, bro. It's over with. I'll be all right with 1,000, bro. Like, I don't believe it, dog. You can't make me believe. Income statement, $12.4 billion. Gross profit, 4.8. They've been going through something for the last 2 years. Net income growing year over year. Stop playing with Chipotle. 652 million, 900 million, 1.2 billion, 1.5, 1.5. Come on now, 1.4. And this is trailing 12 months. Profit margins 11%, 11 to like 12%. If you go to their restaurants, average industry is 11%, so they're incompatible with that. We want to see them be beating that, but that's okay. They're number 3 in their industry, market cap wise. out of 54 stocks, obviously we already know McDonald's ain't shit better than McDonald's. Consumer discretionary, 6% expectation. Chipotle is blowing, they're doubling that with 11%, 12% profit margin. So, yeah, Chipotle is actually a sleeper, bro. I'm glad you brought that up. Number 27, market cap wise, out of 534 stocks. Come on now. Yeah, Chipotle is a sleeper, my dog. I think the biggest thing with Chipotle, though, their prices I feel like that's one of the biggest downfalls about it is their damn prices always, I swear y'all, in the same month, for the same bowl, for the same thing, I spent $14 for one bowl at one point for Chipotle, bro. And then I went to another location, I spent $11. And then sometimes it be $9.50. And then sometimes it be $10. It's like, I'll be confused. Did that be happening to y'all? I feel like that's Chipotle's problem, bro. Unless it be the cashier finessing me, gang. Because it's like, every time I go in that motherfucker, it's a different price for the same bowl. I swear to God, bro. No bullshit. I get the same thing every time, bro. Like 2 weeks ago, bro, I paid like $13 for a bowl, bro. No bullshit. I could have swore this shit was like $9.50, $10. I'm like, what the hell? I be questioning the cashier, like, bro, where this shit come from? Like, you know what I'm saying? This shit weird, bro. Yeah, but that's their biggest thing. All right, so I'm not tripping did. So y'all feel my pain, bro. I'm not tripping did. So that's their biggest problem, y'all, is like, this shit be everywhere. They kind of remind me. So, like, y'all know with Tesla, man. With Tesla, their cars at one point, I think this was crazy. This was like 2024, 2023. Remember they kept lowering the prices of their cars and then hiking them up? And then they're like the same thing. You feel me? But, you know, I think if they can figure it out, man, if they can get their stuff together, Chipotle will pop off, man. But I think at $40, he said starter position would be $40. And I'll throw this in long-term picks too, bro. $40 to $30, you cannot go wrong, bro. Starter position. Load the boat price would be, you got to let it fall to 25 before you decide to load back in more. So, like, load the boat. So, I would say load the boat price about 25 because that's what this most recent, like, structure is right here. Before the pop off in a new all-time high. So, about 25 to about $18. Load the boat. Because I don't really see Chipotle trading no damn $15, bro. I feel like that's too much of a steal. I feel like that's, you know... but even then, you know, because you know, they probably said the same shit about Kava. I ain't gonna lie. Like when Kava was popping off, bro, nobody seen Kava at $45. Like, we didn't imagine this, bro. Like, if I'm being real, from this like this bottom here, October 2023, from these highs, when Kava was tanking, I honestly thought at one point right here was the buy up. And then from 77, it was going to go crazy. Bro, this shit hit 77. It went to 100, rejected, and came all the way down to $45. You know what I'm saying? So certain things like that can happen where it's just diabolical. But even then, you see it got bought back up, though. Right? Look at this. If you look at Celsius, right? This was diabolical, bro. So Celsius literally ran up 2020 from $5 a share all the way to $100 a share. Imagine that. And then it give up literally, I'm talking about all of its gains that it had made in the last 4 years. It give up everything in 1 year. And then this shit hits a bottom. Of literally $20 a share, bro. And then it go from 20 to 66. Then it hits 66 again and goes back down to $23 a share. Now it actually look like it's trying to pop off. But that just goes to show you, like, again, we just looked at what we just looked at. We looked at a stock, y'all, that fell for 20 years straight. but then in the last 4 years gave you a damn near almost 1,000% return. So when I be looking at these investments, I take accountability in I keep that I account for that is what I'm trying to say, right? Because yes, something could look decent now, it could look really good, but I'm putting in my head, bro, this shit could do some wacky ass shit in the next. You know what I'm saying? And I just put myself in a position to be prepared for anything. So that's why I'm always saying, hey, starter position. And then that's what I'm saying. All right, cool. Even your starter position, try to make that the best like buying point for yourself. So obviously, yes, you're catching a nice dip here. You're catching a nice setup here, right? So I would rather you buy Chipotle here than up here. But what I'm saying is, even if it do something weird here, it's not like you didn't buy it at a good, point in time. It's just that, hey, stocks do weird shit sometimes. So just because you might buy it here and then this shit end up at $15, that don't mean that, oh, damn, when it was like, bro, you seen what you seen. You seen this shit in the macro demand. You seen this shit. You seen everything you seen. It was decent. It's just that this shit end up doing something weird. But here's the thing. When it come to 15, what you gonna do? You gonna hold? Or are you going to average in, lower your average cost, and then you might have to give it another 5 years to pop off. You know what I'm saying? But, now again, here's what I will say, y'all. It's very rare that you have a stock hit a bottom like that and don't do no type of recovery. Like, it's rare that some shit do like this, bro. My 4 years of trading and investing, okay? It is rare, like, shit like this, bro, is not that ideal. You know how horrible a company would have to be? Like, you would have to, like, shit like this. Snapchat. Where shit just hit, like, you seen these at big numbers at one point, and then this shit just in the single digits, and then you just stuck there. Bro, that's like damn near like a 2 out of 10 chance of you picking an investment like that. The most some shit is gonna happen to you, bro, I'm gonna be all 1,000. If you the most is some shit like this, bro. Where, let's just say you thought you was buying a dip right here, and I'm glad we own this, y'all, because this shit just real, bro. You thought you was buying a dip right here, so technically, let's just say, all right, cool. Let's just say, Dollar General, it was supposed to bounce right here at 160. We was trying to catch this based off, boom, the previous all-time highs. We seen the demand. We seen, all right, cool. We thought it was going to do that. Let's just say that hypothetically, right? Well, Dollar General, something was going on with it fundamentally, and then the whole company just went to hell from 2023 all the way to goddamn 2025. But you thought you was buying a dip right here. But this thing ended up coming all the way down here, literally to $65 a share, and then what does it do? From there, it goes on a run. From 65 to 155. Insane relief bounce, right? So if you bought right here at 160, this thing come down to $65, you bought more shares. Now at this point, your average cost probably 116, 120. By the time this shit blow past 120, this shit that's sitting at 160 again, you super in the green, because now your average cost is 115. But that is a significant drop from your average cost, your original average cost. That's a 55% drop from the first buying point of where you bought it at. But it eventually gave you some type of recovery at some point. It didn't stay down there. Feel me? I feel like at the most, that's like at the worst case scenario, that'll happen to you. But it's rare for you to end up in some shit like, some shit like this, bro, where you just buy something and this shit just, y'all kind of get where I'm coming from? Because here's the thing, bro. You're never going to benefit off your investments if you're always trying to get the best perfect entry. That's my point here. That's what I learned. So if you let that shit stop you from, like, if you let the thought of, damn man, this motherfucker look decent. It's on a nice little dip from highs. It's in demand. It's done the third. But damn, what if this shit keep falling? You not understand that you really blocking your blessings, bro, because you never know that this could have been the bottom and this shit could do that, bro. You got higher chance of probability of that shit doing that right there, popping off like that, versus this shit. But guess what? The chances of it doing this are lower than it doing that. But here's the thing, even if it does this, well, that's when you gotta ask yourself, am I investing in something where when I get into this and I see it pull back, am I going to get scared? Am I going to still have confidence in this investment? Am I going to let the fundamentals dictate whether I should sell this company or continue to average in? Or am I just going to go based off of fear? Make sense? So that's when, like, real investment decision making starts to come in play, bro. Real shit. So, you know, I think that's what it's all about. It's because you got to look at it like there's only so much you can do. I feel like as long as you did your research on the front end and on the back end, you execute, you have risk management. You gotta let it just, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I grabbed Walmart again up here. This was a good buying point. But I mean, I got in at 113. You see this shit at 103. Feel me? But it's like, all right, well, I would have rather bought Walmart here than up here. But I know one thing, if this shit starts trading below $100, well, it's going to give me another new opportunity. I'm going to find the next demand, the next support, and, you know, y'all get where I'm coming from? But for the most part, man, I feel like the worst situation you could like, you might get caught in something like this, bro. This is a possibility, right? That you could have been investing and say you thought you was buying a dip right here at 140 on Pfizer. After the run up, you said, okay, cool, he is right here at the weekly 200-day moving average. Boom, this shit finna pop. You buy long term right here. You go in 5 racks, $1,000, whatever. Months later, this shit at $52. That shit'll make you question everything about stocks. You feel me? But you gotta think, bro. If you bought at 140, right? This shit at 52. If you still believe in the company, you will just buy more. Lower your average cost. Or, again, remember, shares have no expiration date. So if you like shit, I don't want to average into this company until this shit starts showing me some return and you know, fundamentally this company start doing better, so the stock could be a byproduct of that and the stock start going up. You could just sit in it. But I guarantee you one thing, Pfizer is not going to zero, bro. Somebody's going to buy this shit up. So it look like it's finna go to zero now. But it's only so low they going to let this shit get up to. At least before I have a type of release bounce to give you a chance, opportunity to do something else. Look at UNH, for example, bro. You feel me? Nobody's seen this coming. This shit went from 605 to 250 in a matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, bro. Just imagine that. 5 weeks take away 5 years of gains. January 2021, this shit was trading at, or April 2020, this shit was trading at about $250 a share. Fast forward, May 2025, this shit trading at $250 a share. But you had ran all the way up to $630. Feel me? So that's just how I be looking at like certain events, like the O'Reilly, right? I'm advocating for this. Great long-term pick. I like where it's at. We see that this shit has been doing nothing but go up since 1994. It's been riding its weekly moving averages to the T. Perfect setup here to grab. But I also understand that, yeah, look how I look, but, bro, this shit could do this, bro. Shit could go down to $40. Even though I saw what I saw, it's at a 100-day moving average in a weekly time frame, got a nice little bull flag, boom, this shit, like, it's finna go crazy. Complete uptrend all time, all type of shit, right? But what I'm saying is, if I don't invest, I ain't gonna never invest. So, you know, you can't let the fear stop you from from investing your bag. Because if you're doing what you supposed to, you have risk management, you're doing your research on the front end and the back end, this shit should pop off for you more than it fucking does some shit like that. Like, your investment should, even if it's over a course span of period of time, like, that's how I look at it. It's like, yeah, you know, you may grab this right here. Nice spot right here, but boom, this should come down here. You either hold or you average in. Boom, hit a relief bounce and, you know, do one of those. Because not all the time you're going to catch the complete bottom of the stock. So you may get in and that shit may go lower. But that's where risk management comes in play. That's why I always say, hey, starter position. This is load to boat price. Starter position or load to boat price. What we mess up is we see this on a nice dip. We plan on to dump 10K in it, but we dumped the whole 10K in all at once. You asking the, like, you literally put more risk on the table than what you need to do versus you put in $3,000 here, because you see it's not that far off from all-time highs. It's on the dip, but it's still damn near at all-time highs. So you put in 3 racks here. Now, if this shit comes down to $70, you put in another 3 racks. Now you in $6K. If it comes down to 56, hypothetically, you put in another 3,000. So now you in $9,000. Bro, by the time, if this shit don't bounce, by the time you put in your third average, then all right, yeah, we'll say something wrong. But any point in time of these averages in, bro, this shit should have popped. Y'all get where I'm coming from? Like, but you see how you save yourself, because guess what? Now your average cost is probably about $70. So you got your original position in at $90. You add it at $70, and then you added more at $50. So your average cost is not $90 anymore. You don't need it to wait for your investment to go back up to $90 to be in the green or break even no more. At this point, your shit probably about $70. So the moment this thing come back up to $70, boom, you break even. The moment it gets to 90, you's already in the green because the shares you bought right here and the shares you bought right here are in the green. The only ones that's break even at this point, not even red, is the ones you bought at 90. Make sense? So that's how I've been playing this shit for the last 4 years. And out of all my investments, bro, the reason why I knew to bring this up and that Pfizer play up, being all the way transparent, them was the only ones I lost paper on, bro. I had to cut this shit, bro. Because this shit just kept falling. This shit did a reverse stock split. You feel me? This shit did a reverse stock split with some of the worst shit you ever do, bro. I bought this shit like around here somewhere. And if I was still holding on to it, I'd still be losing money to this day. Pfizer. I'm just sitting in this shit, bro. I'm not adding into this shit long term. But I lost I unrealized a nice little bag. But shit, I'm going to be holding this shit till I'm 100 years old, bro. They ain't getting me. You feel what I'm saying? Real shit, bro. No faking. But you got to think, bro. Shit like this make up for that. When you catch the real good ones, when you catch, you know, Palantir, Robinhood, TJX, Walmart, Amazon, like, you feel what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, bro, you might make 20 investments, right? I can almost guarantee you at least 3 of them motherfuckers gonna go to shit, bro. They might go to so low point that it's like, damn, you probably down damn near your whole position. But 17 of them, they gonna do what they supposed to do, bro. But out of those 17, you gonna have some ones that damn near you probably down half your position. But you just gotta maneuver through the situation, boom, they'll shake back. Make sense? Because not every single thing that you buy is finna pop off rip. It may not pop off that same year. But if you just strategically position size a certain way, and you made sure, obviously, you kept up with the company, made sure certain things, profit margins, all the stuff we like to look at on the fundamental aspect, bro, the majority of them companies, that shit's gonna pop back. Like, they're just gonna do what it's supposed to do. So what they say, scary money don't make no money, man. Real life. Real shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all pop off. This was a really great live. We kicked a lot of game, and you know, I just had to you know, just cover that because that was just on my chest, and you know, I just want us to you know, continue to pave the way for our fam, man, because our fam, bro, you know, shit, to this day, bro, like, I talk to, they don't know what the hell I do, bro. They understand I do stocks, dog, but they don't really get this shit, how I get this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really understand this shit, bro. So, you know, if you somebody that, even at the beginning stages, you know, you're at your beginning stages right now, and you know what you know, you, trust me, you know a lot. You know way more than the average person. Man, go to Walmart tomorrow. Go to a mall. Ask somebody what the hell the S&P 500 is. And I swear, bro, come on now. You can ask somebody this. How many stocks is in S&P 500? And they still don't even know that. And it's in the name. You can tell a motherfucker, hey, what's the NASDAQ? How many stocks is in the NASDAQ? 100. A motherfucker say 200. You know what I'm saying? Real shit, bro. So you got to give yourself credit for where you at, man. Real life, gang. Because this shit just... this shit ain't out there, man. No faking. You gotta be proud of yourself for the steps you take in life, man. Real life. So I appreciate y'all. Ladies, Carson, thank you too. 1,000. We gonna rock out, y'all. We had a great week last week, and let's continue to go crazy. Remember, Cloud got earnings, and then Nvidia. You know, so we're gonna be watching that. They said Fed Chair worse on Friday, so we're gonna be watching that. So other than that, you know, we rock out. Investyobag 1,000. All right, y'all. DM me the word invest or click the link in my bio. Full community mentorship access. If you want to attend these lives and, you know, get this mentorship and just be locked in with a team that want to see you ball and invest your bag and get to it, man, that support your dreams and your goals and be surrounded with a like-minded community that want to see you win in life. You feel me? We do these 2 times a week, and these are really valuable within the community. You guys see how we rock. You see how we roll, and I actually take my time with the group, bro. Like, we do 2 hours, but I went over. We did 2 hours and 40 minutes. You feel me? So, hey. Appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully y'all learned some stuff.